Kathy, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. Tell us a little bit about Green Hope Coaching and where it was when you came to us.
Green Hope Coaching was my way of trying to use what I have experienced and learned to help other people not struggle so much. Our greatest pain is often our greatest service, ministry to the world. And mine started with the loss of my daughter. And Green Hope was something that she gave me before she died. She said, "Mom, my favorite color means my favorite word. Green means hope." And then she died at the age of 15. So Green Hope Coaching was my desire to try to help other people deal with their grief and their loss. In 2017, I sat down one weekend and the Lord just spilled out of me a coaching course that I thought was going to be wonderful. I was so excited about it. And for the next 2 years, I tried really hard to offer it, to make it happen with my people, and it just wasn't clicking. I knew it was the message God had given me to use. It just wasn't working. And so in 2019 was when I met you. You had 5 minutes on the stage, and then you did this little mini course on courses. And I sat there thinking, this is my answer, and I connected with you right away. I knew this was what I needed to do. I started working with you early in 2020 and realized that course is an end game. I realized that I needed to step back from that course and look at the things that needed to come before it, before my woman was ready for it. And so when you taught about the pyramid and the things that needed to happen for more people to come in and hear my voice, hear my message, resonate with me like I had resonated with you, I needed to start there and build some of those skills within my clients before they were ready to take the next step up from free things to low cost things. I'm ready to share ripples. And I have some women that are going, yes, this is where I wanted to be, 2 years ago. And I'm going, I know.
When you came, then you had the coaching program and you had this course idea in your head, and you referred to the pyramid, which we walked our people through the business models yesterday, the handprint model, the pyramid model. And so in alignment with where you wanted to take your people, talk us through now what's at the base. What are you doing to bring people in on the free stuff and get people into your world? What have you created to lead them on up? Walk us through your pyramid and show us how that is developed.
Because I am a grieving mama first, and that's really why I got into coaching. I start with their own grief, with their own loss. So I do things like a Green Hope gathering, and we meet once a month just to share hearts. There's no cost to that. It's my invitation. I want to be part of that journey with them. So that's kind of where I start. But then I try to move my people up to a next level of capturing the still. And my Capture the Still is an event where I invite them to pay attention to where God's showing up in their story. It's a 30-day challenge, and it's a 10 minutes each day where they just stop and say, what have I noticed today? What stirred my heart today? Those God moments that we sometimes feel like are so random. And then we start to pay attention to them. We capture them. And then we start to notice, wait, there's a theme here. There's a theme that goes along with my design, with my story, with my message that I'm supposed to give. So then moving from a Capture the Still group where we learn to pay attention, I invite them into some other mini courses that I have available. And then is the invitation into Envision You, Unstuck and Confident. And that's tied to the book that I wrote, Envision You, Unstuck and Confident.
I'm sorry to interrupt here, but I
Okay.
just want to clarify. So they come in for free because they're grieving. And then you invite the problem they have, they need to acknowledge where God is showing up in their story. And so then
Yes.
we bring them into Capture the Still and teach them how to do that. At the
Yes.
end of Capture the Still, then they now need to be able to focus on in the Envision You part, the part of like your purpose. That's the problem that we're answering in that Envision You section. At each level, we're solving a problem, but we're also introducing a next level problem. And that's how we move people through the line of things that we're offering to be able to help them at a deeper level every time with each new offer.
That was something when you explained that it's not reinventing the wheel each time, which is what I was trying to do, coming up with new material. It's taking that through line, that thread that starts when I have my first conversation. It takes the thread and it ties it to all the things that I'm doing so that it leads to the ripples group at the end. When we get done with Envision You, it's the realization that, okay, now that I know my design and now that I know my story, now that I understand my stuck places, what is it that I do with that? Where's my voice tied to design? What's my message tied to my story? What's my influence tied to how I put that all together and take my greatest pain and turn it into my greatest service ministry?
Love it. Let's dissect that a little bit just for the
Okay.
practical aspect of it. I love seeing the progression there, but I'm sure everyone's wondering the numbers. What are you charging at each of these levels? How long is the program? Like a little bit more about the deliverables and what's involved because you started out just saying like my coaching is this is the only way I make money. And now we've got these different levels and tiers. What does that look like in terms of investment and time frame?
Like I said, a lot of my grieving work is done for free, but things like Capture the Still is a 30-day challenge, and I've been charging 47, and that seems to be a good price point. People are willing to come in for that. People are willing to commit for that as far as an introductory offer. Then when I bring them into some of the mini courses, sometimes there's a little bit more charge there, 197 or 297, depending on the intensity of the program and if they get me as part of the program or if it's a standalone offer. Then Envision You is a 1997 offer, and that's a year-long commitment. We meet twice a month. 1997 seems to be a good working point for that commitment that I'm asking of them and for them. And I think that was key for me. It's not just me asking for money, it's me asking for them to believe in themselves enough, which is what you did for me. When you can believe in yourself enough to come up with the money, we can make this work because I can help you. And I've realized this isn't just my income. This is my way of helping my woman invest in herself. And that's been powerful. Then when it came time to offer the price for Ripples, I really struggled. I mean, I felt like throwing up kind of struggle as I was thinking through how I was going to charge for this. Ripples is a unique situation. It's a year-long commitment with three-month segments that are part of that year. So each segment can stand alone. It has its own theme, your voice, your message, your influence. The industry standard value for that is right at $10,000. When I looked at all the different pieces and parts, I'm really excited about what's here. But it was hard for me to charge that much. And so I needed to come to terms with what I could do and with what my woman could do. And I chose to make it a $6,000 value if they paid in full for the year. And I'm okay with that. This is an early stage of the program. And so I know that there's going to be a lot more. In some ways, I need to charge $10,000 because I'm going to be working really hard. In other ways, I want to make sure that my women are contributing to the development of this. So I'm asking that as part of their payment too, is getting involved in that way.
And I think that's an important point to point out for those of you watching is that initially we know what it's worth. We know what the industry standard is. We can still choose to set a price differently if we need it for our own confidence, because you have to be confident in what you're selling. If you're not convinced of your pricing and of what you're offering, the transformation possible, your people are not going to trust that either. And so it does need to be something that is set for your confidence level. But I think also with that idea that as this grows, as we get more success stories, more people through it, the price is going to increase. And so that also becomes a benefit we can leverage for those initial adopters or those founding members or founding students so that we can honor them sort of taking a risk as we work through this new program together, but we're also not blocking ourselves into always charging under industry standard fees.
Right, exactly. I could support that. I felt like I could present that confidently. That dream God gave me in 2017 with this outline is exactly what I'm using now as I move forward. But I needed that through line. I needed to develop not only skills for my people, but for me to build my own confidence, to bring me to a point where I was ready to say, it's time to use my voice, my message, my influence to help you find yours.
I love it. Talk to us a little bit about the experience of this growth.
earlier this year, I had to step away for a time because of some health issues. I thought I can't do it. And I, for a little while, thought I have to quit. And then I thought, no, 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 no. This is what I'm made to do. I know it is. There's nothing else I could do that would, one, bring as much fulfillment to me, and two, make the kind of difference that would be meaningful for me. And I can't do that alone. The more I even thought about taking that step without having the support of you and the others in the community, life's too short to do this by myself. There's too much at stake. And I think I'm more aware of the power of team, the power of partnering with other people with like voices, like mindset, like faith, that can help strengthen when I'm weak, that can help encourage when I need direction, give guidance. It's been part of adding vision to my vision. I think the thing that I'm becoming very aware of is the importance of not being a lone ranger. This is not just my business. This is God's business that he's invited me to be part of, but it's not just his and mine. It's our business that I can invite other women to be part of, not just as clients, but as partners, as teammates. And when you stop striving to do it all perfectly yourself, and you start allowing for the support and the community, greater things can happen. And I love being part of that